Welcome back to DITV's pregame show. I'm your host, Bo Bowman, joined by the always lovely Lucy Rodine.
Thanks, Bo. We have got a great show today. Iowa versus Wisconsin in what could be the game that determines the winner of the Big Ten West.
Now, it seems like Wisconsin has had a stranglehold on the Western Division of the Big Ten Conference in the past couple of years, and that's because they do.
Since the inception of the Big Ten Championship game, Wisconsin hasn't been a participant in the game every year except for 2.
But let's not forget that one of those years was Iowa's magic 12-0 season, where the Hawks went into Camp Randall and beat the Badgers in a thrilling 10-6 game at Camp Randall.
Thrilling's not exactly the word I would use.
I know,
but
I was being ironic.
But the point is, it's been done before, and the Hawks don't see any reason why it can't happen again.
And if their road sign says Indy or bust, their journey to the Big Ten Championship runs through Wisconsin.
Yeah, they've kind of had everyone's number, to be honest. They're kind of the class of the Big Ten West as of late, and you know, we pride ourselves on trying to become a championship-level football team, and you know, now we have the opportunity to play one. So, you know, no better opportunity than that.
They're a program that we all have tremendous respect for. They're one of the top programs in the entire nation. So they're going to come in ready to play, and they're going to be a good team.
But whether we win this game or lose the game, it's still going to be, you know, still got 8 more weeks of football left no matter what happens, and we'll deal with it on either side. But yeah, it's a long season, but this is a big game. It's a conference game.
But despite their dominance, the Badgers aren't immune to the occasional upset.
Last week, Wisconsin hosted BYU, and the Cougars played some pretty good football.
They're the only ones to come out of Camp Randall alive since October 15th, 2016, when Ohio State beat the Badgers in that awesome 30-23 game in overtime. And to put that into perspective, if you're a senior in college right now, Wisconsin has only lost 4 games at home since you've been in high school. But even when they lose, the Badgers still put up some pretty solid numbers. Alex Hornibrook threw for 190 yards, and their Heisman candidate running back Jonathan Taylor ran for $117.
So even if the Hawks manage to make it a tight game, they're going to have to play disciplined football in order to pull this one out.
You know, there's things that BYU did that you know, were obviously very effective, and you know, obviously just look at that stuff, you know, to study the tape and, you know, be more familiar with them. So
I don't think that loss is going to change their mindset. They're going to, you know, prepare like normal. That's why they've been so good in the past, because they take it a week at a time, and this is a new week for them, just like it is for us. So
BYU played a really good game, and you know, they caught them a couple times, but you know, it took a really good effort. That's what it's going to take for us.
And as if the game couldn't get any more exciting, it's going to be the second consecutive night game at home for the Hawks.
And if history has anything to do with it, the Badgers are in for a rude awakening, Bo.
The last few ranked teams to play at Kinnick at night were upset by the Hawks, with the exception of Penn State last year, but we don't really talk about that one. But nonetheless, the Kinnick Edge will be a force to be reckoned with.
you know, it's just a really special atmosphere, and you know, I think it's always tough for a team to go in and play, you know, on the road at night because of that atmosphere. So, you know, I'm really excited for this game, and really just excited to, you know, get the crowd involved quick.
Yeah, there's a different feel to it. You can kind of feel the energy. I'm not into all that woo-woo stuff, but you can, you know, there's something to it for sure.
I mean, the fans are just always invested, especially at night. You know, and for some reason they're a little bit rowdier, so that's something we look forward to, obviously, and I think it's a big edge. You know, it's kind of funny. As we started the year, I think the first game was like 2:30, and the next one, they've all moved up like an hour or two every week, so it seems like it's like a video game or something. You just keep moving up a little bit. But yeah, anytime you get to go in Kinnick, especially at night, with the great fans we have and the great atmosphere that it is, it's really special, and it's going to be really fun.
So the team is definitely excited to get under the lights, and with that new north end zone, it's shaping up to be one of the loudest games in Kinnick yet.
I agree with that one, Bo.
So, all right, we've got all the facts out on the table. Lucy, what's your prediction?
Well, if Wisconsin would have beaten BYU last week, I would have picked Iowa in this one. But that's the first time Wisconsin has lost a home game against a non-conference opponent since 2003. So I just think that bitter taste of that loss is going to be in the minds of the Badgers as they head into Kinnick this weekend. And they've dominated the series, and I just see it happening again. I think Wisconsin's going to take this game 14-10.
No, I have to agree with you, but I think it's going to be a little more high scoring than people think. I'm going to say Wisconsin 28-14. Iowa's offense is going to be until like the fourth quarter, and maybe they'll score a garbage time touchdown. I don't know. One last thing quickly before we go. College football's favorite tradition is still turning heads over a year after its first appearance.
Earlier this season, the West Virginia football team waved to their children's hospital on their way into their stadium, not unlike the first quarter wave here in Kinnick.
Now, in sports, there's an unwritten rule not to steal teams' traditions, but I think there's an exception to every rule. There should be no trademark on making a kiddo's day a little bit better. So for those of you saying Iowa did it first, not cool, instead of being bitter that they're adopting an Iowa tradition, be proud to be a fan of a team that can create change across the country and bring a little smile to an otherwise smileless place. I tip my coonskin cap to you, West Virginia. Cue Country Roads.
That's it from us in the sports studio. Guys, back to you at the desk.